What's happened, everyone? Long time no see. However, you could have caught me a few hours ago when that address that keeps buying and bridging and trading and swapping and doing all kinds of fun stuff with DAI and ETH and all that other stuff. Could have called me a few hours ago. It's my second stream of the day. I did not plan the first one. You know what? I sort of planned the first one, but I was going to talk more about Bitcoin, and then all the DAI stuff happens. I'm like, okay, I'm doing the major DAI buy Ethereum thing. I feel like that's a more compelling story and all that stuff. So it was a warm up for today's stream with the key that is golden, one of my favorite builders in the community, Catcher. They are literally building value into this chain, building upon HEX, one of my favorite products in the world, if not my favorite. You know, it may be the favorite. I'll say it's my favorite. I don't remember not saying it's my favorite. I'll stay with that. We're gonna go through Pool Party, a really, really cool product. You know, they got like 15 tokens now. Might even talk about Gophers. Might even talk about some furry creatures that promise you gazillion gains. That's pretty interesting from the technology side. I had Dip Catcher talking about ERC404 the other day. I was most interested in that. Now they're pretty cute. I'll say that. Not much on the NFTs, but hey, those fractionalized ones with cute animal pictures. Are Gophers the new dogs? I don't know. We're going to find out. Anyways, without further ado, I'll get to chat in just a moment. Welcome back to the show, Gold Key.
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, dude, we have yet to have a terrible stream. So I'm hoping we murder this one today as well, man.
Yep, back to back. Let's go.
We've already got matching attire. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I saw that.
We did not plan this. Beach related. Mine says retirement plan, and it's got a HEX logo on there.
I love that.
Yours is more of just like a laid back. You got that like a camo top on.
Yeah,
you know, you're just chilling. You say you're chilling. You know that's the aura, but we know Gold Key's just fucking doing this all day, right?
Got a lot going on for sure, but it's exciting times, man. So much going on.
It is like, I mean, we're talking about Pool Party and Gophers and all this stuff, and there's a million things going on in the ecosystem. Nobody should be bored at this point. You also should I've said this every single stream. You should have all the information you need to figure out how to navigate this ecosystem. You got 2 years worth of bear market sadness to synthesize and figure out your plan and positioning if you haven't already. Mm-hmm. Dude, is this not a bull? Like, what is the case against this being a bull market? Like, can this just all blow over tomorrow and just collapse? Like, is that the imaginary horrible everybody's thinking?
I don't know. I mean, just typically looking back on like history and how the altcoin season kicks off, like obviously everyone's looking at Bitcoin and they're looking for that Bitcoin top and then money to flow into the rest of the ecosystem. But I mean, we're already starting to see some signs in altcoins like taking off and showing strong signs. So, you know, I think when people talk about altcoin season, that's kind of what they're looking at is that Bitcoin top and then money flowing. But yeah, I mean, in our ecosystem and abroad and altcoins, like things are definitely starting to hit. Could it be maybe a fake out potentially? But it's like, you never know, right? Like I don't know. I'm just excited because it's like both of us, you especially, have been very consistently teaching people throughout this bear market. And, you know, it's very hard to do when people are like, oh, it's never coming. Crypto's dead. It's never coming back. But, you know, we held the faith and like really tried to get people on board at the best time to buy. And now it's time to have fun, right? Like we worked and we waited for this long. And now it's just a matter of like keeping your emotion in check. You know, and I think we're going to talk about Ink a little bit, but just like keeping your head on, right, and not like getting too crazy with rotating capital and all of that. But yeah, I mean, everything's looking like we're following history with Bitcoin, you know, pushing all-time highs around the halvening. And you know, I think we're in for another really big bull market.
It is almost like this thing is like too good to be true. It's like, oh, have we had enough punishment yet? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm okay. I'm okay I can get through this for a while longer if we need to. And I almost don't want to believe it's happening, but everything around me seems very positive. And Bitcoin 67K. Oh my gosh. Like who predicted in March, way before the happening, you know, speaking, 60, almost who knows? Tomorrow we could break all-time highs. I mean, we don't know. Maybe.
It's moving fast. Like, and I think that's a lot of people in our community. This is their first bull market, and that's one thing to really understand is that things move extremely fast when they start moving. I think Bitcoin right now is a huge case for that. It's like it's just hopping right now, and even we're seeing that with like Ink. Things move fast in crypto, so the strategy is to get in before that. And so if you're watching this right now, I don't know where the rumor got started that like altcoin season's ending or any of that. Like we're definitely at the start, but it's like just know that things do move really fast in crypto for sure.
Dude, I'm excited. I think our community has put together so many different events, so many different, I mean, 68 stream, so much different content. And that's not even including the streamers, not even including people on Twitter. A lot of people who don't stream and they just, maybe they make videos every once in a while, or they just make memes, or they just make, just really good entertaining posts like you do. Like you produce more valuable content than you got to be in the 1% of people out there. Just here's something interesting. Let me go tell people about it and show you how, why you should be excited. You've honed that so well, man. Like seriously.
Appreciate that, awesome. Man. I've kind of found like, I don't know, when I first got in this community, I was actually very much more around just like creating graphics, creating art. And then HEX really turned me onto stats and looking on chain and I mean, you can go so far down the rabbit hole on HEX and just looking at it in so many different ways. And then, with Richard Hart's newest products, like so many more stats to look at, and just like whether it's like the bridge or activity with PulseX, like I've really grown to enjoy finding kind of those niche little exciting news. And one thing this community is very good at is shilling green candles. And I think once you're around for a little while, you'll see that like when things start going off, this community is going to like really ignite, and we're gonna be very loud, and it's a really fun time when we're in a bull. But dude, same for you, man. Like you've really gone above and beyond educating people around so many different things, like validating and you're really invaluable with what you've been teaching people for sure.
I literally, like, there's no secret to the formula. I have energy, thankfully. I have time, thankfully. And I have, a particular set of skills in a few different areas. You said validating, security is like my professional thing that I've tried to make a lot of content. Not many people are interested in it, but they seem more interested now. Every time somebody gets hacked, I'm like, oh, just go to Go Real DeFi and click the Learn to Earn security tab, and you'll figure out how all this stuff works and how to stop doing it and all that. Just with the decentralization stuff, the Go Real DeFi, all that too. Yeah, I've tried to basically any skill I have, try to fit it in. How can I help the community with it? And there's no secret formula. Like that's just how it is. Like if you want to do it, you can do it. Like there's no, against people have constraints and different stuff too. But like if you're in a position to do it, this is an ecosystem where hopefully you'll be rewarded 10,000 times over. That's the saying, right? Where better else to put your energy? And I'm glad, man. That's what I'm saying. You look at Somi, like freaking three or four videos a day, whether you like him or don't like him or whatever, he is contributing. He is like one of the top stats, Lunar Crush, all that. It's incredible.
He's crushing it. He's a machine, dude. Like he pumps out so much content, and I'm very grateful that he's on our team. I know he, doesn't necessarily fall in line as like an RHMaxy or like only talk about our products or even our chain, but I think his ability to speak to different communities and kind of speak more objectively, he may sometimes say things that you don't agree with, but we do need people that can speak to different people, and he's been crushing it,
dude. Absolutely. I mean, I watch so many of his videos, and so many times he'll say something I'm like, I just don't agree with that. Like it's just not. I love hearing that perspective though, and I want to know that, because maybe I'll change. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I can think a different way, or maybe I'm like, okay, he just he's taking a different direction. He's valuing something differently, or has some other whatever it is. But it literally does. It doesn't annoy me. It doesn't frustrate me. It doesn't make me upset. It doesn't make me go and think he's less valuable. because
Right.
everything else, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
I don't agree with everything Richard says either, but
Yeah.
I agree with most of it, and I
Right.
can see the value in it. So that's all. Like, you don't have to agree with everything everyone says
Yeah.
to get value from it. It's almost like the opposite. Like, I can almost get more value out of a lot of people that I disagree with about something I'm interested in because they're showing me maybe something I don't know, or maybe it just strengthens my position. Like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
definitely, I'm right on that. That kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, in order to think, you have to be and have like worthy conversations. Like, you have to be willing to say something that like might hurt someone's paradigm of what they hold to be true, right? That's how you debate. That's how you have an exchange of ideas. And so, yeah, I'm right there with you. I often definitely say things that some people, it definitely upsets people, but in a way, it's like I've almost been kind of like like the people that follow me, I know like to think critically. Like that you have to. I mean, if you don't like the way I think and like put things out there, it's like there's plenty of people that just cheerlead and will tell you, 10,000x all the time, nonstop. Like, we're going to the moon, and we need those people, but we also need people to like, people like yourself that educate on how to do things. And I definitely challenge the status quo on a lot of like ideas that I think having those kind of conversations really like makes our point stronger. That's why I bring those conversations up, because it's like, in order for us to adapt in crypto, in order for us to like compete, we have to be willing to like question our own BS, our own like things we hold to be true. And yeah, so I enjoy people that like to think and have good debates, and don't always agree with everybody, but at the end of the day, it's like at least people are here. At least like people care enough to spend their time day in and day out talking about our ecosystem and pushing things forward. So I think, yeah, we're doing really well.
Respectful, constructive criticism is highly underrated and
Yeah.
critical to critical thinking. I'll say that.
Yep. 100%.
Sir, you spoke of the green candles, but I only see one green candle at the moment. That is the incentive token. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I think it's just kind of caught fire right now. It was kind of pumping a little harder. Everything was kind of pumping, and then ink just kept taking off. And I think it was kind of a snowball effect and FOMO, and it's continued to, hold its momentum. Obviously got a ways to hit new all-time highs, but I mean, from the lows, it's up like 13x, or it's
That's a
looking
Richard
really
tweet,
strong.
13x, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it so? And just I've got to talking the green room. I told you I got to post on the ink. We'll get into it in just a minute. But
Yeah.
just this chart too. We've talked about it before around kind of the inverse inflation chart.
Right.
And then when Richard came out with a tweet about it perhaps being leverage on PulseX or whatever, that really struck me as interesting too, because you could call that in the chart, right? You could be like, when things aren't so good, it goes down super hard, but when things are looking better, it just those two things put together seem to go up harder as well. Is that I don't know. How do you feel about that being a big part of the ecosystem, like ink being a big part of things?
So I mean, I've kept my eye on ink since the start, and really kind of dove into how it worked. And Dipcatcher made a really good site for ink inflation that I keep my eye on. And throughout those 7 months or 6 months of dumping, to me the chart made sense. The inflation was so high. It still is actually really high. And so for me, it was like, okay, yeah, of course price is going to dump. It's just too much to absorb. And so for me, it was just like, at what critical point, what like are the LPs that are dumping it going to run out of steam, and the market's going to be able to absorb that inflation? And I'll admit, like for me, I thought it was going to be longer than the 7 months. Like, I thought it'd be dumping for a while, just because it's still very high, which we'll see in a second. But I think part of what happened was there was like a pump, and then the LPs that were kind of continually dumping realized, okay, maybe this isn't something that I want to be dumping the second I earn it, right? It's like maybe this is worth holding. And so, you know, the minute that sentiment changes around who's getting this inflation, once they decide to hold, then it's like, okay, then the market doesn't need to absorb, you know, the full amount of the inflation. But yeah, I mean, 129% is still crazy high for annualized inflation. You know, compared to something like HEX, which is, you know, 3.69%, but actually it's much lower, or at least it has been. So to me, I look at that and I was like, man, I don't know how a market is going to absorb that much. But yeah, look, I mean, it's flipped to bullish, and I'm all for it, man. I mean, we need something to drive attention, to bring capital over, and if that's ink, you know, then it's ink. I think it's interesting to see people being like, "Oh, I told you so" with ink, but like no one could have predicted this, you know, these pumps. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on it? I mean, I didn't see your tweet yet, but
Oh yeah, I was just I was bringing up Richard's tweet just on your point of the, you know, no one expecting it to do things like this and all that. I think you think his marketing, first, do you think it's a marketing play? And second, do you think, if so, do you think it's an interesting one where he's essentially, you know, I think kind of tongue in cheek, but calling it a meme coin on
yeah,
PulseChain in order to attract people, because meme coins, a lot of people are interested in them for you know, for better or worse and all this stuff. And there's different varieties and different games you can play and stuff. But him literally calling it a meme coin, it almost thinks, because I've always thought, okay, there'll be something else to it. Maybe it doesn't have utility right now, but I think in the future, either
Yeah.
community build on it, or maybe he'll flip some switch or something. But now he's calling it a meme coin. Is this kind of
Yeah.
like a 4D chess of like, well, it's a meme coin now that attracts you, but later on,
Yeah.
or you think it's like, no, it's just literally a coin you earned. It's not PulseX.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's smart. People, there is a certain class of people that like meme coins, and I remember, I don't know if it was like a month ago, not too long ago, I called ink a meme coin, and people were like extremely mad at me. So I feel like a little vindicated now that Richard Hart has confirmed that it is indeed a meme coin. But to your point, like, you know, there could be utility built for ink in the future. You know, it does, although it doesn't have, when I say a meme coin, what I meant by that is just like, you can't do anything with it. Like with Pulse, you use it for gas, you can become a validator. With Hex, you can stake it. Right now it's like, you know, there is a purpose for ink, you know, rewarding liquidity providers, but there isn't really anything to do with the token. It's just a speculative coin. But yeah, I mean, it's a wild, I don't know. It's just it just adds to this like evolution that we're all going through as a community, and even Richard Hart himself, because it's like, if you would have told me Richard Hart would be shilling a meme coin 2 years ago, I would have laughed in your face. Even though like we all kind of knew ink would be a meme coin, like for him to just come out and say that, it's like, it's pretty amazing, like where we've come from where we were. But I'm all for it. I think it does have a crazy marketing play to kind of be, although like we need to work on the actual memes of it. The meme itself is kind of just like, it's Richard Hart's meme coin, and you know, it could outperform everything, and that would just be, you know, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you weren't tipped off by him saying he's going to turn a picture of the 5555 diamond into an NFT and make that valuable. That wasn't the sign he was going down that road.
Yeah, I know, man. It's crazy.
I mean, so I was telling you too, I made this post just I don't know, probably 30 minutes ago about, because I was thinking about ink and PulseX, and again, everyone has just varying opinions on them. Some people, you know, I mean, I don't know, maybe some people don't like PulseX, they don't like ink, but I think a lot of people are okay with PulseX or like PulseX a lot, but they don't like ink. And that's what I thought would be an interesting conversation too, you know, just with your perspective, because I was thinking, I was like, okay, so people don't like, you know, maybe more people like PulseX, not Ink, because they have skin in the game. It's kind of the SAC thing. They, you know, they are aligned to like it in some way, and they don't want to buy Ink, and they just, maybe they farm it or not, or they think, okay, it's like the testnet thing. Maybe there's a DAO voting, some, you know, there's some flip that can be switched, or some switch that could be flipped on. Or maybe it's just another coin that they're like, I don't care about Ink. I want to see Pulse go up. I want to see HEX go up. I want to see PulseX go up.
Yeah.
It just trying to reconcile those two for me. Yeah. It just, when I think about it, I'm like, if I like PulseX, to me, I like Ink too, because they both don't do anything today. They both don't have any value. Maybe one has more rumors that it will, but the tokens themselves, the platform, separating the tokens from the platform, of course, the token itself doesn't do anything today. So I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's, I was just reading the tweet. I think you put out some really good points. And at the end of the day, it's like people support what they hold above all else, right? And I think your point about the sacrifice, like, you know, the fact that Ink wasn't a sacrifice coin, it's been, you know, earned by LPs, is really interesting. So it is different than Pulse and PulseX for sure, and just how it's come to be and how it was minted. Again, I think, and this is just my personal opinion, I'm always like wary of coins that people get for free. I just don't think people value them as much as like something they've bought. And so, you know, like that kind of contributed to my thinking about just the inflation rate is like, you know, people are earning these for liquidity providing. So the combination of like kind of them getting it for free in a way, and also being like earnings, I don't know. Ink has definitely been surprising me, but it is like interesting to watch the community kind of formulate their own narratives around Ink. There is one narrative that I don't know where it started or what, but like kind of going around that Ink has a halvening every year, which, you know, after looking at the code,
is that not true? I know I've heard that too. And I'm like,
yeah,
did I miss something, or is that just not? Okay.
What people may be thinking about that is, I mean, when you look back on that inflation chart, that Ink inflation chart, it's a very linear inflation. And so what that means is like the annualized inflation rate, the inflation rate goes down as that inflation becomes less of the total supply. So, you know, we've seen it drop drastically since its launch. It's kind of flattened out, but it'll continue to drop. But there's no like, you know, every year it's going to like cut in half. It might like, you know, now, I mean, it dropped way more than half in its first, you know, couple months, but I'd have to like calculate out exactly how much it drops a year. But yeah, there's no halvening in Ink. It's more just a dropping rate.
Just on the point too, I mean, I honestly, I think for months now we've been trying to come up with a bullish narrative for Ink. I mean, when it was worth a lot of money, when you're making, you know, you could be making thousands of dollars a month doing it, when it was $35 and $50, and, you know, of course it hit the highs of 80 at that one point. Like, then it was much easier. Like, hey, you know, I'm looking around. Is anyone else making this money, this free money right now? Like, I don't know what's going on, but you know, that's that sort of thing. But after that, after the price went down a lot, and it's kind of like, okay, what is the narrative? And I've thought about like, what is the bullish narrative for Ink? And I really can't come up with anything other than the liquidity bonding with the other tokens. And now we've seen the world's largest DAI holder buying it with everything else, which is very interesting. So it's almost like a belief. It's almost like there's no tokenomics. There's no, maybe that's what you're hitting, is like the tokenomics aren't there to do, to be that 10,000x coin like we're used to. It's just, if you believe in RH coins, and you believe, you know, the liquidity promise of the ecosystem and all that, like, I guess that's the narrative. There's no like factual math to do. That's really compelling that I saw.
Yeah, it's one of those things with just so many things in crypto, it just like doesn't make sense why at the end of the day. Like like you had mentioned, like the tokenomics aren't there. You know, there's no buy and burn on it. Like it's just a coin. But oftentimes in crypto markets, it's just like things that shouldn't outperform everything sometimes do. And you kind of just have to like observe it and not, you know, there at the end of the day, it just comes down to buying and selling. And if people value it, then they value it and price will go up. I do think it's, you know, some things that people care about, like someone just mentioned OA didn't get free ink. You know, there is like, I don't know, it's hard to tell what narratives actually compel people to buy things. But you know, not having an OA and being kind of fully decentralized kind of separates it from other things. But I think right now what we're seeing is just like a FOMO pump, which, you know, we need those. Like we need to show health in this ecosystem, or especially around RH coins. And, you know, I don't know how long it'll last. I think we're going to see some pretty crazy volatility. But you know, eventually I think hopefully all the other RH assets kind of catch up or have their own pumps as well.
Well, I think, you know, again, considering that PulseX, the token, has the same utility as ink in a way, you know, none as of today, at least. That could change in the future. And then there's no OA. I'm trying to put together like this bullish narrative if I were to try. There's no OA, so there's no, you know, majority holder who started out with all the supply or most supply, all that stuff. And then there is an entity, an OA-like entity or something, whatever you want to call it, who is buying it now with the rest of them.
Yep.
And then the founder of the ecosystem, you know, has said something to the effect that there, you know, it could be a leverage play on the other coins that everyone really likes. Again, not a lot of factual tokenomic stuff going on there.
Yeah,
but
I don't. What do you think he meant?
Right?
What do you think he meant by that? Like that it's leverage against the others?
I mean, I just took it as it can go down a lot harder and up a lot harder, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to figure out what he meant by that. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for narratives. I do. The only things that like I don't like is when people spin up like false narratives, like, you know, around like forked stables, gonna peg to $1, like those types of things that like really annoy me. I just think they're dishonest. So as long as like, you know, the narratives that people want to spit up about ink are like aren't dishonest, I'm all for it. But honestly, I think just the fact that it's a Richard Hart coin and it's a meme coin essentially, I think is carrying most of the buys.
I'm just trying to find his leverage tweet too.
Yeah.
You think there's something? I mean, I guess there's the face value side of leverage, which is kind of what I said is like, okay, it's regardless of the mechanics, the net result is, you know, up, down harder, up more sort of thing. But I know there's a mechanic side of like what makes that happen.
Yeah.
Is it just a speculation? Is there anything else you can think of to it?
I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty much all speculation. I mean, when you think about it, like the OA, or not the OA, the SAC wallet attached address buying, you know, buying all of RH's assets. And it was interesting. I was watching those pumps kind of for like, just to understand how much impact those buys really have, you know? And I was like, okay, so for 500K, you know, this is how much it pumped the market. But out of all of those, it's like Ink was able to carry its momentum past, you know, a lot of the other ones had a strong pump, but then got sold down. Whereas Ink was able to like continue that momentum. And I think, you know, already talking about it and just kind of a culmination of like the momentum has really carried the price. And, you know, it's impacting the whole ecosystem. Everything's kind of down except for Ink. So it's kind of the main focus as of right now. So I think it's just carried a lot of attention and momentum.
Yeah, I think I heard that Gang made a made a video. I saw that as well in the feed about ink inflation and tokenomics. I wonder if there's anything in that. I may check that out later as well, just to be like, is it the leverage in a way of speculation? I know we can say, okay, leverage as if it's another coin with a lower market cap, that if the parent doesn't die, the child would go to the moon sort of relationship.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, I don't know why I can't find this leverage tweet either. But this is getting annoying. I'm like, Twitter, can you make search better? Like, okay, I'm going to spend 30 more seconds on this. Richard Hart win. I'm just going to type leverage. Like, how does that not come up?
Yeah,
I know this one. Yeah, right. What did he not use the word leverage? Am I making like, what's going on? Okay, I can't find it. But
yeah, no worries.
Anyways, that's chat. I know you have plenty of MFS. Can we get some news on Gophers next phase, please? If no details, just a time frame. People excited about the Gophers, man. Tell them about the Gophers.
Yeah. So I think what they're referring to is a new announcement from the Gophers exec team. I won't be able to share kind of a timeline or announce anything on that. You'll just have to wait. But
Dipcatcher's the janitor. Are you in the accounting team? Like how do you hear secrets?
I'm like the chef. I like working the
kitchen. Okay.
In the cafeteria,
like
the office. So I'm just like a fly on the wall sometimes, but yeah, it's gonna be cool. Definitely, new news drives a lot of attention to Gophers. So the timing on that, I'm sure they're waiting for the perfect time to drop that. But yeah, Gophers on Ethereum. I was actually talking to Corey about this yesterday. Really interesting to watch, these two assets. Gophers on Ethereum is chugging. Look at now over 1,800. But what I was talking to Corey about is like the gas fees on Ethereum might be kind of a pump mental. Like because
just like they work for HEX because they can't use it.
Yeah. I mean, kind of like, on PulseChain, with it being so cheap, people are like much more quick to trade and increase, and so the activity is way higher. On Ethereum, it's kind of just like people buy it, and we've had some selling, but overall, it's just like it's definitely not as active as a market, which is kind of led to the chart just looking kind of like up only. But that it's interesting because they're launched around the same time. It's just been interesting to watch them, but yeah, they're looking good.
PulseX has the buy and burn. Gophers has the roof pull.
Yeah.
And a gazillion% profits. Dude, is this I love it when you guys do different experiments and just like the technology side of me. That's why I did catch around a week or two ago, and I was like, you know what? Gophers be Gophers, like whatever's going on. I think it's funny, it's interesting, it's entertaining. But the ERC404, you know me, I love to dig into technical stuff. I love to understand the tech side of it too, tech and price performance. And I love it that you guys are like, launching this stuff that, hey, it is cutting edge. I mean, there's it's, I don't know. I mean, people say, okay, what if I even talked about Dipcatcher too, the security side and unaudited and the protocol and implement all this stuff. Not necessarily what you guys did, but just the protocol itself, hasn't been well tested and all that. But,
right.
And there's different bugs that can make people lose money in different ways with all kinds of different stuff. But I think one point that people miss a lot of times too is immutability is one of those. It's kind of confusing in a way where it's like, oh, it lasts forever, nobody can change it. But you launch V2, you launch another token that has upgrades, and you see which one's the real token. You see how everyone forgets about the first one and they move on. So even if there is some kind of catastrophic thing that happens to any project, you can launch another token and fix it. There's not this. Of course, there's other, stuff that goes on that you got to do as well. But the token itself, it is upgradable. These things are upgradable, even though, so the mutability is a little confusing around that. But I love that you guys are like trying all this new stuff. And I think,
I mean, the timing of it was just crazy. Like we were literally waiting for our security audit to get back from, for a pool party. And I was actually out of town at the time. And I made a tweet about 404s and Dipcatcher saw it and kind of like dove into the code and checked it out, and he was just like, I could launch this. And I was like, okay, go for it. And so within maybe like 6 hours, Dipcatcher had like looked into the code, tested it. He's gotten really good at there's this app called Hard Hat that allows you to essentially fast forward and like test contracts in a really unique way. And so he did pretty extensive testing with Gophers, launched it on Ethereum, and then launched it on PulseChain. And I mean, they've been a very big success. Like people love Gophers, the memes around them. AI is just really good at making Gophers memes. So people have been having a lot of fun with that. And we're getting our first shakeout thanks to Ink right now, and it's a good time to load up.
But you have 100. You got to start pushing the 100% uptime, man. Come on,
yeah.
ERC20, PRC20, 100% start pushing that.
Yep. But it's funny, man. I mean, it's been a lot of fun, and it's kind of taken a life of its own. But like the community that's formed around these Gophers is top notch. Like they're awesome, and so we've been just having fun. And like, I don't know, Dipcatcher and I, like, we have a lot of things planned already for Gophers. Something that we've hinted to is coming out soon. But yeah, I really want to take it somewhere beyond just like a 404.
The executive team certainly seemed determined to make this thing a success by their explicit promise of returns. Yeah, and I'm glad you guys could just kind of work the office part of it. Just do the janitorial services and cafeteria, and give them the healthy food they need to make the best judgment for all the people investing in this good old fashioned unregistered security.
Yep. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, and hopefully the protocol stuff too. Just and I think that's the only criticism I've really heard is like the protocol itself, not what you guys built. None of that code. It's just ERC404 is new. And there's these, and it's funny because every time especially when it launched, there was a bunch of, like, oh, what about this issue transferring or something like that. And I love how Dipcatcher's like, he doesn't dismiss it. He's like, yeah, but this is, technically not a problem because of this, and we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Problem. Like, I love how it's approached in this transparent way where we are trying new tech and we're doing the best job we can. And there's risk in all cryptocurrencies, but like, we're trying to do something cool, and we're not going to stop building cool stuff because some people, don't like this or that. I love that about you guys.
Yeah. I'm really grateful to have Dipcatcher building cool stuff. But yeah, I mean, around the, I don't know, the people that were able to like see through the FUD and like, take the risk really had some great upside. But yeah, really, like, I think the transferability thing, it's like if you sell Gophers as an ERC20, you lose your Gopher. But if you send it as an NFT, like through an NFT marketplace, it doesn't lose its image. So just a small important thing to note if you want to keep your Gophers NFT.
Is there one that's more rare? Is the camo rare one, or is there?
So the rarity is like more around the randomness for minting. So neon is like the hardest to mint. But if you were to like, recycle enough or like keep trading, eventually you could get neon. I think on the NFT side, which is kind of untapped at the moment, really, the rarity and the value is really derived around the number. So like someone's listing Gopher number 3, which is the third Gopher ever you minted, at like 69 million. So we may see some like, NFT marketplace traction around that rarity. But we also may build some fun stuff around the different types of Gophers as well. So, yeah.
Have you seen anyone build a bot to just mint them, produce all that for PulseChain, and mint like all the ones they believe will be more valuable in the future?
I have not. It's actually an interesting idea for sure. feel like you could do that. Yeah, that'd be smart.
Sounds like a thing. Before we move on to Pool Party, the Bale of the Ball, just got a couple of questions in the chat or comments that I think are interesting to address. Lisa Barnley, Bitcoin just hit all-time high and HEX is still down 98%. So disappointing. HEX missed entire bull run. What do you think about that, Goki?
I mean, I'll go back to what I said before. Like, the bull run is just starting, and I'm very confident that all of Richard Hart's assets are going to have their day. And you know, right now it's like we're seeing some inklings of the bull market with, you know, ink pumping, but like the real start of altcoin season in the bull market is Bitcoin pumping. So like, you can be rest assured that like the bull market is happening. Bitcoin's about to cross all-time high, and once Bitcoin tops, money flows into altcoins, and that's what's known as altcoin season. So yeah, we're just at the start, and yeah, I think when people are fearful and, you know, they think that's what depression looks like, and that's really the time to be buying, is when everybody's bearish. Yeah, which is hard to do. Like, it's not easy when everybody's like doubting if something's going to go up in price, although all the bullish indicators are there around community and you know, historical data. It's like, that's like, if mad gains were easy, everyone would do it, but they're not. You have to be willing to take the risk to buy. And yeah, I 100% HEX is going to have its day for sure.
Did you guys do a HEX chart? I thought you guys did one.
Like the combined HEX chart, or? Well,
combined, but isn't there, or maybe I'm thinking of another one that has like more historical data on HEX. I was trying to find that. I think I added it on this link list, but I can't remember which one it is.
Oh, like yeah.
Maybe HEX chart.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Okay. Shout out to all the awesome community people. Just doing me. I just wanted to zoom out and actually like show people what we're talking about too, because yeah, I mean, look at this, man, this awesome site. Shout out to whoever made HEX chart. Much easier than going to all the third-party sites that probably don't like us. So amazing. As Dipcatcher says, HEX went up too much. I like when he says, yeah, like, there's something interesting to that statement. And then, you know, just kind of down from here. And then, I mean, if you zoom in though, you know, we saw that was, what is that? Is that the pre-testnet V4 pump? That's the one, I think. Yeah, 11, 12 cents.
Yeah.
2023, March 2023.
Oh, what was that pump? Was that?
I think that was the V4 pump or the V3 pump, one of those. Yeah. The one that was least disappointing. The one that we were like, we're so close. And they were like, another test. I can't remember which one that was. But yeah, I remember when PulseChain hadn't launched yet. Remember that?
Yeah.
Amazing. But anyways, it's you can see, I just think that comment, by the way, it's not down 98% anymore, for the record. And I don't know which HEX you're talking about, so it's hard to say that just factually. But the sentiment of it being down so much and missed entire bull run, again, I'm gonna have to go with, hey, there's a lot of theories out there about what's going on, but I believe we are in a bull run. A lot of people believe that. And I don't hear a lot of people calling for the end of the bull run anytime soon. So I think the jury's still out. However, it does make me think, like, how do we, and this is always go back to this, because last time you're on the show, I think we were talking about, like, we need to help HEX. Like, HEX isn't going to do it on its own. So
100%.
How do we get it back to, you know, based on what we can do in the community, how do we get HEX back to all-time highs or all the amazing things we think it can do on a price chart? It's already doing outside the price chart, but on the price chart, how do we show people its glory? But like, more than just sitting around and hoping it goes up.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, I think that's a really good call out. Like, a lot of people want to sit back and like sit on our laurels that, like, oh, it's just going to go up because it's going to go up. And you know, that's not the case. Like, we have to be willing to put the work in to make HEX great, you know, day in and day out. And Yeah, I think you had a really good point, and I've talked to Dipcatcher about that as well. That like Hex, where Hex went, in that 10,000x, like that last like run up was really around PulseChain, the announcement of PulseChain, and people buying to sacrifice. So I don't know. A lot of this chart is like so much more about PulseChain than it is about Hex, and if you were to identify when PulseChain was announced, when the sacrifice was, when we got teased, when we got teased again. That it was just such a driving factor. And now with PulseChain being out, we had the SEC FUD. But along that whole line, since PulseChain's been out, like there's, you can't call them shiny things because they're Richard Heart assets, but like the landscape's different. And there's not only Richard Heart coins, but there's like a ton of other things that, I think overall it creates a bigger market, with PulseChain, but it's like we've got to work to keep Hex competitive and talk about it and kind of get back to that. And I think people have kind of gotten away from that a little bit, but I like it's just a matter of continuing to put in the work. And that's one of the things I'm really excited about Pool Party is like, what better time to launch something to bring energy back to Hex than right now? Going into the bull market, Hex is going to pump. And we've already seen that recently. We've got some really good Hex pumps. And when that happens, it's like, then's the opportunity, because people are a little more willing to think long term, to talk about staking. And so yeah, I'm very bullish on Pool Party to help kind of bring that energy back.
That's what I think. You and Dipcatcher have made some of the biggest contributions to the ecosystem, have been making Hex or keeping Hex fun and just building products on it. Because is that the way you think about it too? Is that the more products that are built on it, the more games, healthy games that are played that require use of Hex or staking for longer, or just getting people to interact with it one way or another, either directly or indirectly. The derivatives, the bond port pieces, with Pool Party is like hey, create your own stake pool and tell your friends, and you can like do this cool little like social thing with it too. Is that, from your all's perspective, is that the most ROI you feel like you can provide, is keep building things till it cannot go away, it cannot die, because there's too many things that depend on it that are cool, and make it fun and fresh and keep it that way?
Yeah, 100%. I feel really fortunate to have found Hex and to be able to build on it. Because the way I like to describe Hex is it's the cornerstone. Like it has earned its right to like be built upon, because it has 4 years of working perfectly, doing exactly what it needs to do. And it's the perfect product to build products around, because it has an awesome community. And it's trustless yield ability. So for me, it's like new cycle, new narratives around Hex, I think can really help bring energy back, because that's what people are looking for. It still has a very strong narrative around solo staking. But going into this cycle, like how different is this cycle than its first cycle? Its first cycle, we were just on staking. Now we've got 2 incentive coins. We've got the perpetuals and maxi. We've got leverage trading on Fame or Fiat, one of those. We've got, now we've got Pool Party. We've got HSIs. Like, I think we need to embrace kind of this new wave of innovation that people have chose to build on Hex. And it's just, focus, it's attention and economic energy that's pouring in, especially around Pool Party, because it's like, in order to join Hex stakes, it's a Hex stake pool platform. So, huge opportunity here to give people the power to like do something productive for Hex, which is to grow Hex stakes. And I so far, it's been awesome to see people already launching pools and promoting them. So that's really what it's about, is like giving the community the tools and the incentives to want to, you know, promote Hex and Hex stakes.
Please don't do this. Sometimes Anvil apps won't load for some reason.
Yeah,
in my browser.
we got
Wow.
we got DDoS attacked the day after the launch, and so we had to put Cloudflare on both the sites, and so we've been having to like tweak how Cloudflare works, but it's been thrown in error for some reason. But
yeah, it's totally. I mean, I think the app works fine. It's just on my side that
yeah,
every once in a while it'll just Anvil apps. It just doesn't like this browser for some reason.
Yeah.
But let me just real quick on this chart too. I just want to say that if nothing else, what makes me look at this and be like, because most people look at this like, oh man, the coin's dead. Devs rugged it, you know, like stuff like that. That's the outsider perspective a lot of times too. And it's so hard to combat that and make it be like, no, you don't know the full story. You don't understand this, you know, all that stuff. But to me, the thing that makes me have the most faith, and it's not even faith by like blind faith or pure faith or whatever. I know all the numbers. I know all the data. I know all the community. I know all that stuff. But if there's one thing that just makes me think this thing can certainly go up again, it is that as much as I can, I know Richard, and he will not let this thing fail. There's no chance.
Yeah,
I truly believe there's no chance, based on, you know, for his legacy, for his glory, for all these things. If you take all the stats, all the community, all the things, products built up on it, everything away, the technical analysis on this chart cannot beat the fundamental analysis of the man.
Right.
It's just not possible.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm definitely agreeing with you that, and like, yeah, I mean, it's also, I don't know. I definitely think Richard is definitely more focused on PulseChain and kind of the newer things, but I don't know. There's so many people that hold Hex and love it, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of wild. Like people, there's like a weird energy whenever I talk about Hex or I tweet about it. There's like people that are like vengefully against it. You know, like I see someone saying I think buying Hex now is just exit liquidity. First off, like that argument is, you could literally say that about every crypto. So that's like the funniest thing, but it is interesting. I mean, there is like this counter culture against Hex. But again, like I think there's more people that love it than hate it. And you know, again, it really comes down to like, is this community going to put the time and energy to, you know, promote it and make it great?
Yeah, the community is something that, again, somebody talks about a lot too. You cannot replicate. And again, it was one of the most genius things was building a product that, again, incentivizes people to lock up for a long period of time. So you're not only aligned for its success, but you implicitly need to wait around for it. Like there's a time delay. There's a delayed gratification between, you know, the stakes completing and you getting, you know, what you want out of it, and the price can go up and down in the meantime. There's you know, the truth engine, all the different pieces that just make it just come up with a viral community. Like it's just that game theory itself is always amazing to see.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I like what the next person said. Like, it really is going to be a matter of green candles, and we've gotten kind of a taste. We've had a few Hex pumps recently. And you know, when the bull market's on, it's going to be like, everyone's like extremely bullish on Hex again. So it's just a matter of time. And it's like, you know, there's a lot of people that wait for sentiment to change to buy. And then there's people that kind of recognize how crypto cycles work. And, you know, when a lot of people are, you know, bearish is when you should be buying. So I'm still very confident.
You got to keep talking for a minute. I'm trying some alternate methods of showing the site.
Yeah. So I'll just kind of give an overview on like what Pool Party is and how people can use it. So Pool Party is a new hex stake pool platform that allows people to launch their own hex stake pools. So if you're familiar with Maximus, we've launched before Pool Party, we launched Maximus, Deci, Lucky Trio, and Base. So all hex stake pools of different lengths, and kind of to expand the ecosystem, we built Pool Party to really give people the power to launch their own. And I think there's a lot of power in kind of that decentralization and giving people the right incentives to launch and join their stake pools. So we launched on the 18th. So we just crossed its first week actually yesterday on Sunday, and a bunch of pools have already been launched and staked. And so along with the Hex stake pool platform, there is a token called Party, and Party is essentially the ownership token of Pool Party. So you can earn rewards for holding Party liquid, or you can stake your Party to earn more Party. So there's kind of this cool yield duality around that token. And extremely successful launch of Party. We've had it, there was an airdrop. So, some people dumped their airdrop. So really, really good time to buy right now. But yeah, going to the bear market, I think this platform is really going to take off, and a lot of people are going to be staking hex through Pool Party.
And just on the mechanics too. So, I know you can stake Party to earn more Party, or you can hold Party liquid to earn hex. Where does the hex yield come from on that?
Yeah, so 0.5% of hex that's staked through Pool Party gets rewarded to party holders, and then the Pool Party contract is also the com refer for the pools. So all the com refer rewards will go to party holders, and then LP tokens as well. So right now through the launch, all of Party LP was added to V3 pools. So it was launched basically the same as Gophers, with the addition of the airdrop to Maximus DAO token holders. So eventually that LP will be moved over to a V2 pool, and then those LP tokens will be dripped out to party holders as well.
And what time frame again?
Like over like 7 years, I think.
Okay, so I thought there was something around like every 2 weeks. Is there like a payout?
Oh yeah, so the reward, the reward distribution, there's a snapshot every 2 weeks for liquid party holders, and so if you're holding during that snapshot, you'll earn the rewards from the previous 2 weeks. So as the platform's just starting right now, rewards will probably be pretty small, but as the pools start to grow and the word kind of gets out there, those rewards will increase. But that's kind of the point. Like there is incentive for people to promote hex stake pools on Pool Party, because that really determines the rewards that they'll be earning. So
nice. Tech guy figured it out. So we're gonna use a life hack here. I'm gonna show you guys how to get a virtual machine to spin up a browser for you to do this work.
Are you on Chrome, or what browser you on?
Firefox. Yeah. Again, I've had trouble before with different Anvil apps using Firefox in different configurations.
Yeah, interesting.
So yeah, I think I'm sure the sites we're gonna find is just on my end. But I actually used this the other day to look at, what was I testing? I was testing something for Go Real DeFi. I wanted to see how it looked in a mobile browser. And it's pretty cool. Like you can do like a test run, and you can try different browsers, and you can use debug tools and stuff to locally do it too. But you can test it. Does it work on different operating systems and Android and all that? So to make this demo thing work, I'm going to launch app.hexpool.party in browserling.com, and I just tested it in my other browser, so it should please work, hopefully. Why are you not working? Come on, I just told you you're going to work. C-virtual browser. Come on. Literally just tested this. Okay, Okay, this might work. It's actually a pretty cool service for like devs and stuff too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So you can choose like, instead of give me 3 minutes if you don't have a paid plan, but you can choose Windows, you can choose the browser, you can choose all the stuff. So boom, we're here.
Yep.
So I'm going to go to just join stake pools. We can look at the different ones, and this is on PulseChain by default.
PulseChain by default, yeah. So whatever network you're connected to in your wallet will be what it connects to on the app.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so
2 minutes 25 seconds to
I'll give you the rundown. So yeah, at the top there you've got mintable pools. So those are pools that you can join with HEX during a mint phase, and then after the mint phase, all the HEX gets staked. So you're able to see the length, the amount of HEX that gets staked that is already in the pool, and then the organized reward. So the organized reward gets set by whoever creates that pool. Yeah, so I was talking in an explainer video the other day, like if you're going to be starting a pool, definitely be reasonable with, you know, whatever that's going to be. And if you are going to set a higher one, make sure it has like a good story behind it, why someone would want to, you know, give that organizer reward. And then, yeah, at the bottom is currently staked pool. So these have already been, the mint phase has already ended. And so, yeah, we've had a few already start. So yeah, that's basically stake pools. You want to click create a stake pool. Yeah. So, anyone can launch their own HEX stake pool on Pool Party. So you can upload your logo, your name, ticker names. So in order to like keep rarity and like keep pools identifiable, we created name tag NFTs. So, what those are essentially NFTs that you bid on in an auction. And then once you win a bid, you're able to use them for your pool. And that essentially gets burned. The name tag is basically your ticker, and it gets burned when you start a pool. So if you connect your wallet and you've got one, it'll just display on the dropdown. And then you got a description and then your pool parameters. So your initial mint length, your ongoing mint phase length, which is essentially your reload phase, and then your stake length. And then you can set an organizer reward if you choose. Some people have launched some without. So yeah, that's creating a pool.
What do you think about creating a pool that has 5555 on all of them?
That'd be great.
You have to wait 15 years before you're able to do it.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
For fun, not practicality, but yeah, for fun. Oh no, time is up. Good job. You did pretty well.
You want me to share?
If you want to, sure.
Okay, yeah. Let me see.
I did my best, but I got us 3 minutes.
I was trying to hustle through. Let me see.
Again, there's no problem with the party side, everyone. It's just my browser is weird. It's working fine, as you could see in the virtual machine.
Yeah, honestly, I freaking hate having to use Cloudflare, but like the launch, I don't know if you were watching, but the launch got like, I would say maybe like leaked to some like launch snipers. And so I think we picked up somebody that was like trying to blackmail us. They were like DDoSing our websites, and they actually DDoSed Anvil, the whole Anvil platform, and it took down all Anvil apps for like 10 hours.
That's not cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let me share. Window. Okay. Cool. So yeah, we went through creating a pool, the actual name tag NFT auction. So it's a lot like the ICOSA HSI auctions. So you'll essentially, you can search a name, and then if it's available, you can place the minimum starting bid, which is currently 17,000 party. And so if there's like another bid, it'll extend it like 5 minutes until there's a winner. The party that wins the bid actually gets burned. So there's a deflationary aspect to the party tokenomics. And then you're able to, once you win, you complete the auction. You can actually mint the name tag NFT and then either use it for your pool or, you could trade it on NFT marketplaces. So that's name tags.
Is party, would you think party is leverage on HEX in a way? Is there any, how do you rationalize the tokenomics on the party, I guess?
It's just kind of its own unique thing. Like, if you're bullish long term on HEX and HEX staking, it's a really great way. And also, just bullish on the future of HEX stake pools, and you believe in kind of all the benefits there. This is an opportunity to own the platform that HEX stake pools are launched on. So, it's kind of kind of bullish long term sentiment on HEX staking and HEX stake pools. So with party, so if you are eligible for the party airdrop, you can go to claim airdrop, connect your wallet, and then if you're eligible, it'll show. You can claim that, and then the stake party page.
Say only people in the Maximus cabal who have bought Maximus products and specific ones in the last year or two seem to be eligible. But man, those were some pretty cool airdrops. So
it was honestly a huge, and I really love that. Like, we love to reward the people that kind of believed in us and have bought into our assets. So really happy with how that airdrop went.
I don't know how people don't follow you two and be like, I'm bullish on these guys. How do you not come to that conclusion? Like, whatever
I know.
do, probably pretty good. Probably good.
Yeah. And everything we've built, kind of it all works together and it all benefits itself, especially around these HEX stake pools, because it's like the more demand HEX has, and the more we can push price up and increase demand, it's like that benefits all HEX stake pools. So, and HEX stakes. So, I'm really, really happy with how we've kind of developed Maximus. But this is the stake party page. So you would just input the amount of party you want to stake. And then some cool things about party staking. So rather than like select, there's predetermined stake lengths, and you'll know exactly how much yield you'll earn up front. So what's nice about that is, much cheaper in-stake gas because there's not like a calculation at the end. It's all up front. But yeah, very, very sustainable staking APYs. It's not like, 1000% APY. So much more focused on price positivity. And so that's party staking. And then the last thing is your wallet. So under the My Wallet tab, you'll be able to see how much liquid party you have, how much party is staked. And then once there starts rolling out the liquid party rewards, party holder rewards, those will show up down here and you can claim those at any time.
Do you have any idea what the first one is going to look like as far as the amount of HEX that will be distributed to holders?
I actually haven't looked. I'll look into that after this call, but I haven't looked into it. Okay. But yeah, I think the first snapshot is going to happen soon. But yeah, it's probably not going to be that much, with just being its first 2 weeks. But yeah, over time,
can you tell people what it's based on, what the rewards are based on, and why it wouldn't be that much in the first couple weeks?
Yeah, so it's really based on the amount of HEX that gets staked on the pool party platform. So you can look at 0.5% of the HEX that gets staked will go to party holders every 2 weeks, and that's the way to look at it. But we are definitely working on a stats page to give kind of a clear picture on on those rewards and just overall party stats and all that. So that'll be coming soon.
Right now, it's like maybe a few million that's currently staked.
Yeah, I think so. So the party that gets staked is actually burned and then reminted. So that yield duality, there's kind of a trade-off between whether you want the liquid party holder rewards or you want to earn more party from staking. So yeah, it's kind of the whole platform. Very happy with where we got to. We really try to simplify everything and make it a very easy to use platform. And yeah, we're going to continue to keep improving upon it.
You guys coming to Vegas?
Dude, I don't think so. When actually is that?
You don't remember the date? It's 369, March 6th through 9th.
I honestly forgot the date, but
could never
dude,
forget it again. It's a great day.
Dude, yeah. Vegas is always such a good time. Are you going?
I will be there. I will be the crypto stylist in the chat reminded me about it as well. And Nuclear Herbs, our resident attorney, will be there.
Nice.
To get
are you gonna
advice from. Yeah. I've got I think I got a talk going on around midday or so. So they'll be there. There'll be like a panel. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It's always good to, again, I met you and Dipcatcher. I want to say a couple. Has it been a year or a couple years? I don't remember.
I think it was last year at PulseCon.
I think it wasn't the year. Was PulseCon 2023, 2022? I think 2022, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? I don't know, man. Time flies.
I feel like it's I don't know. It's one of those. But yeah. Anyways, the point being, like, meeting people in person. It's really cool to, and you're just able to, when you're able to, like, have a conversation or hang out or go to parties or dinner or whatever it is, like, it's such a better connection and, like, just fun to, like, talk to people instead of just, oh, somebody's having a bad day on the internet. This is what they're really like. It's like, no, if you talk to them for a minute, they're probably, they're okay. Or, we could have 10 different streams, but, until you break bread with somebody, it's, oh, that's cool. I would like to enjoy their company more, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or not, or maybe the other way. It's like, oh, actually cool that I know that now, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought it was 2022. I was like,
wow, 2022.
So it's been like a year and a half basically, because that was like later in the year, I believe.
Yeah. I need to go to another event. I highly recommend everyone go to live events if you can. Super fun. Community is full of awesome people. Especially if the bull market's kicking off, it's like way more fun too.
Yeah.
Because everyone's in it. I remember I went to my first meetup was the first HEX Vegas, and that was like peak bull market, and everyone was like just balling out. Like, it was quite funny. But
2022 was like, we don't know what we're in for, but it seems exciting. 2023 was just like, oh, it's going to be a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then
that's crazy, man.
Well, I mean, it was exciting when PulseChain launched, but then like 2 months later, it was like, win 250x, sir. Win 10,000x, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the bear market. Oh, it's the bear market, isn't it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. Dude, pool party, Gophers. What's next, man? What do you guys got up your sleeve? Every time I talk to you, I want to ask, like, what's the next thing? Because I know you're going to make 20 more coins, so you got to tell me what they are. What are they?
I don't think we're launching any new coins anytime soon. Like, I'm so happy that pool party's out. Like, we really put in so much work over almost maybe over a year or almost a year. But a lot of work went into it, and for it to finally be out now, it's go time. And I'm just looking forward. I'm so happy that people are already launched their own pools, and I want to continue to support those people, because that's really at the heart of pool parties, like people stepping up and leading awesome pools and really trying to grow HEX and HEX staking. And so it's exciting, like, just crossing the first week, like looking forward to like a year from now, where pool party is and where this whole ecosystem is. And I think we're going to be pushing it forward in some big ways. So
you're going to build ink staking, aren't you?
Someone's going to do it for sure.
Maximus ink staking. Max. Yeah. What would that be called? Max and ink. I'll come up with a fake name. That'd be good though. And then Gophers, everyone's expecting not only the gazillion% gains, but they're probably going to want to stake those Gophers, man. So look out for that.
Yeah, some cool products for sure are going to be built around Gophers, and one very soon. So yeah, get your Gophers while you can. Gazillion X
So
returns,
many,
baby.
so many puns. Get your go get those Gophers, like unlimited beams. Yeah, when first saw the tweet about it, I was like, what? What is a gopher?
Yeah.
Like, what's the gopher thing? And then I had dip catcher on. I was like, oh my god, this is like, again, tech and interesting liquidity pool dynamics and
Yeah.
all that stuff too. So
No, honestly, the launch of Gophers like really innovated. I hope like people actually observe how that launch went down and how we launched Pool Party, because it's like the best way to inject value. Because like initially we were going to do this mid phase, and then we like upgraded to this mint phase where it was going to go, the Pulse was going to go into a liquidity fund, and then we were going to form a liquidity pool and inject value that way. And then like Gophers came out, and it was a V3 liquidity pool launch essentially, and it did exactly what we wanted to do with the liquidity pool injection, but just like way better user experience. You know, and so both those launches went so well, and I think people should really, if they're going to be launching new things, like look into how we did it with the V3 pools. Is really good. Hopefully,
look into gophers.com. Look into gophers.com. Yeah. It's coming.
Gophers.cash.
Gophers.cash. Oh yes. I think seriously, the pool party stuff, I think it's incredible to have. I don't think people understand, like when you first hear it, it's like, oh yeah, it's just a pooled staking thing. But
yeah,
do you realize you can create your own pool and have it stake HEX for whatever time you want, and you can get people to join it or not, or you can just it's just one of those. It's pretty cool on the DeFi side, where it's like there isn't this. It's even further. It's almost decentralized more in a way, not more, but a different level, because it's not like you go to the HEX contract and you type it in and you can only stake by yourself. It's like even more freedom to like get people involved in staking and tokens and stuff like that. It's very different. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it really is the first of its kind product. Like there's liquid staking around, definitely more around like ETH and those types of products. And we kind of brought that to HEX with our original stake pools, but I don't think there's a platform out there that allows people to launch their own stake pools. And so pretty cool that innovation's happening on HEX. And it really, most like it's better than like ETH liquid staking, because like why it's so perfect for HEX is because of the bonuses. With ETH, it's just like people are paying a premium for liquid staking because of the liquidity aspect, but with HEX stake pools, it's like not only are you holding liquid, but you get more yield, and you save on in-stake gas fees. So yeah, the benefits are definitely there, and I think it's just a matter of time as the market gets more bullish on HEX and remembers the long-term vision. We're going to take off. So
you just reminded me of this meme. I got to pull up now before we go. I posted the other day. Let's see. One sec. It was because you kept saying gas fees, and let's see if I can find it. Let's see.
Dude, you're closing in on 10K.
Oh yeah,
10K subscribers.
Everyone
go hit that subscribe button if you're not.
I believe if you give society what it wants, they will reward you. So I'm trying to talk about cool stuff. There we go. No, not that one. Damn it, that's the other meme. Why is Twitter search so bad, man? What's going on? What is going on? Not that one. There's another one. Okay, real quick. I can do this. I can find it. Yes, this one. That's what you remind me of. They don't know I started my own pool party. He won't shut up about gas fees. Didn't that guy say he owned Gophers or something?
Yes. That's so funny.
Yes, every once in a while I get inspired just to go on do meme generation, and if I'm not if I'm not
That's
if I'm not streaming, I'm
yeah.
memeing or producing memes or otherwise.
Yeah, to keep crushing.
Hey, you too, man. Like seriously, like I think you are one of the people, especially on the socials, that have been killing it, directing a lot of people in our ecosystem. Hopefully, they'll see what they like and stay here. You and the catcher of dips are just cream of the crop as far as creating products in this ecosystem, and really appreciate everything you guys do. Like seriously, respect.
Thank you, man, and thanks for having me on, and thank you for all the work you do on your channel. We got to get you over 10K, man. You've earned it.
You know, I think if I've earned it, it'll happen. That's the way I look at it. And if it'll happen, let's see, I guess the way to put it, it's inevitable. If I keep going, I don't know why it wouldn't happen. And but it's not my goal. I want to make that clear to everyone too. It's not my goal. But I think again, the world has a way of rewarding people who provide value. So it incentivizes me to provide value because it should be reflected in the numbers too. Even though you know what I would, ask me what does success look like for me in this ecosystem is I really get happy when I see people. I do a poll or otherwise. I don't do it very often, but did I get you into HEX? Like did I, and hopefully not at the top, but did I show you products that mean something to you and did something for your life? Like those are the stats that I think would mean more than anything. Like the YouTube stats and all that, they're fine. I'm not saying I don't like them, but what really means something is I helped people achieve something they wanted to do in their lives in a positive way. And like, I don't know, that's what motivates me.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. I think on our last stream, we were talking about that we're both just like value driven. And I think, it's more, your success with numbers and stuff is more of a reflection of just your dedicated work and your focus on providing value. And, it's kind of like, if that's your focus, the numbers will just reflect that. And so it's kind of, I think it's more proven that than anything. Yeah,
a win-win. And of course, do I want to benefit? Of course. Can I benefit and everyone else benefit and not be the zero-sum game? I think we can. And I want to, it's like I almost want to prove that. I want to prove that I can get up here, have integrity, talk about things I like to talk about, help people. I can win big and they can win big. It's almost like I want to, if there was something to prove, I think that would be a cool thing to demonstrate that it's possible to, it's almost like talk about, Naval talks about a lot about ethical wealth creation, all this stuff. If you're able to go into an ecosystem with people who are in it for a goal that at the end of the day, hopefully they get rich and go be a force for good in the world, whatever that means to them. Yeah. Bro, show me something better. I don't see it.
100%. 100%.
So, good one to end on, I guess. We can, I do love talking philosophy and stuff with you guys. As well, because I know you're, I think you're one of the people who, first principles thinker, able to think critically. We all have opinions on things, but if you're able to come at a problem where you're informed, you have perspective, and again, you're trying to, create value instead of just create noise or whatever else, man, that's, again, it's awesome. It's a great experience. It's a great place to be in. And, I'm glad you're here on this wild ride, ups and downs.
It's been fun. Yeah. And with the bull market starting, it's going to be a lot more fun. So here for it.
Bull market. I've heard of those. They have the green candle thing. That's the thing. the green candles.
I've heard, a lot of people have forgot what it feels like. And some people haven't been in a real one yet. So I'm looking forward to those people having that experience. Cause it is fun. It's just it can be a little crazy. You just have to keep your head on, not lose it, but it'll be fun.
Lose it in a good, there's times to celebrate, but there's also times to be like, all right, let me make sure I, what was the phrase when dancing on graves and all that stuff? I think,
I think hopefully we've grown up from that time, but I mean that sentiment about just kind of staying humble and there's going to be times when your coin's not pumping. Like right now, with Bitcoin mooning, and then everyone's like, well, why aren't we following yet? It's like, well, you just, you you have to be a little patient and hold the faith and and just know that like your day is going to come. And then it's like, you know, be smart, stay humble in that case too. Obviously, like promote green candles, but you know, yeah, you just gotta stay humble at the same time and continue to educate people.
I mean, this will be my third market cycle.
Nice.
Or third bear, bull bear overall. And yeah, I never knew the cycles so well until I went through a couple of them. And I'm like, I feel well informed now.
Yeah.
Let me go do some good and get some wins. It'll be a good time. 2024, baby. 2024. I'm loving it so far.
Been a good year.
Dude, thanks for coming on again. Chat, you were awesome. Had a lot of good comments and comments that went a lot of different directions, but hopefully we made some good commentary out of them as well. Everyone, Pool Party, check out Gold Key, YouTube, Twitter. You got OnlyFans, you got Christian Mingle. What else you got?
Yeah, man, just follow me on Twitter, and definitely want to be streaming more. So yeah, I would love to have you on my channel as well sometime. I can interview you.
I'm game. Let's do it.
You guys see that I've seen.
My body's ready, man. Yeah, I should be around for 2024. I reserve the right to buy that island at any moment, and you never see me again. And hopefully, you're like, you know what, that guy, he provided some value. So let's that's okay. And anyone else out there who's providing value, if you go buy your island, I will not be mad at you. But,
yep.
Everyone, that's all we got for you today. Scivive and 5555. We are out.